Hello. So, sorry about being a couple of minutes late. I wanted to finish up some notes as I was watching the Houdini 19 launch that was today. Actually, I didn't even know the launch video was released today because it wasn't until one of the members or one of the subscribers or one of the members told me about it on Twitter. And that's when I realized Houdini 19 is out. Well, it will be out in a couple of days. There's so many new features. This was very unexpected. Because a couple of days ago when the trailer was dropped, it didn't seem as I was way more impressed in today's launch video than I was at the trailer when they released the trailer. And one of the things as I was watching the launch video today was this animating with motion clips and physics. This is exactly what I wanted to do. I was actually working on an HDA trying to create something very similar to what this was they were doing here. Like having an action line and that driving most of the motion, procedurally driving most of the motion of the 3D animation. That's exactly what I wanted to do. But I guess I can give that up now. I didn't get very far. It involves a lot of math, a lot of quaternions, a lot of stuff. I never really got too started on it. It was more like a brainstorming stage, and then I guess I don't have to worry about it now. Jojo! Hey, I guess both of our hearts are pounding on this. There's so many, like I did a few notes, just a bit of key pointers. You can see that I'm missing a lot of stuff in the middle because I started tuning in on the grooming, so I had missed all this stuff, and then I had to rewatch it, thus being few minutes late. Eric, a lot of party emojis. Yes, this is something to really be celebrating about. This is amazing. And I really like the viewport rendering. This is going to be like huge. I'm trying to viewport rendering. I think it's all over the place at the end. I was very impressed with the pyro viewport rendering. Like this is real-time viewport rendering. That's amazing. It's finally catching up to Blender, because this is what you get in Blender. KineFX updates. Yes, they are. The KineFX updates are awesome. This is where I think this is where it starts. The KineFX. So it's all this stuff. So they have this faceware via webcam. Let's see, on 32. 32-ish. Hope I got the timing right. This is it. So Faceware is a company that does motion tracking via webcams. So this is like huge. The first time I heard about it was when I looked on the Reallusion's website and they offered one of the Faceware software plugins for their application, but it's priced huge. It's like $1,000 or something for the Faceware app. So that's like way beyond me. But I love the concept using a webcam to do facial mocap. Just because webcams are affordable and everyone has them, imagine what you can do like with remote directing. You can actually grab a bunch of people, grab a bunch of friends, and start creating a skit online at the comfort of your own home. Controllers are set by default. Oh yeah, they have that. Where was that? I do remember seeing it. They have a lot of new tools for you to create rig controls. I think it was this. All these custom shapes and stuff. And I mean, I'm not too much of a rigger, but this is really handy. This will come really handy. 1,400 USD for a tracer. Yeah, it's so overly priced. That's way beyond my budget. I'm just gonna get a glass of water. So I just wanted to let's see, secondary. I just wanted to talk about today was, well, the original plan today was to talk about some of my city updates, but on my city generation. But this is way more better. This is like so much features. We got Material X, KinevX, secondary motion. This really uses procedural, like really uses what Houdini does best, proceduralism, and it uses it to the max, which is really handy for KinevX. I remember reading a paper, not reading a paper. I don't know if anyone's heard of 1-2 minute papers on it's another platform, but it's a different channel. They had posted a couple weeks ago, I think. They posted an AI driven motion tracking system or something. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it uses AI to 2-minute papers. Yes, that's it. 2-minute papers. That's it. Yes, thank you. They used AI to create the 3D animation. Or okay, you feed in a few clips, and you can actually use it. It will map it out and turn your video clip, like a 2D flat video clip, and it will make it into a 3D animation. And your skeleton can be mapped to any type of body and improve the animation. So it can actually, it doesn't have to be the same, okay, run, jump. You can actually improve the running and jump higher, and then until it fails. Like, they had this awesome demo where they were feeding in the algorithm or their AI system into fed it a bunch of input data, a lot of running sample videos, and then put it to the challenge. Give it different types of challenges to jump over and see how it turns out. And the AI actually gives you different results. It's not just like, okay, I'll copy what I saw in the clip and do exactly what I saw. It actually improves the animation. I can't remember it on top of my head. It does sound like that. I think it was this AI stuntman. I'm not sure because I saw it a while ago. Actually, let me see. Oh, wait. Yeah, let's 2-minute papers. Was it the AI stuntman? I think it was this. This one, yes. This AI keeps getting better. This is it. Yeah, you're right. The AI stuntman. That's it. Let's take a look. I thought the new pyro was pretty cool. Was that done with sparse? The new pyro. Let's see. Oh, I think pyro is near the end. I didn't write a keynote for it. Pyro. They had a lot of impressive pyro. Or maybe I did. I remember writing notes. 133. Sorry, I'm trying to find it. Minimum solver. I don't remember them using sparse. I could have, like, I watched it really quickly, so, because it was just really uploaded. I'm not sure if it was sparse, but they had a lot of different viewport rendering. What caught my eye was the viewport rendering. I'm like, you can real-time rendering in the viewport. That was huge for me, because I never know what the pyro is actually doing until you actually come out of the softs, which was really annoying. This is huge for me. Your favorite features. My favorite feature is the viewport rendering. I like to see what it's doing. But it's not really a feature. I guess it's an improvement. because they always had viewport rendering. It's just never really that great. This is high quality. What do you think of the modeling features? I was off when they reached that part. Oh, I don't think they had. Oh, they did at the beginning. Right, at the beginning. I'm not a huge fan of manually placing assets just because it's really time consuming. It's Houdini. Everything should be procedural. It should be a one-click solution. So I'm not a huge fan of placing one piece of art one at a time on the scene. But it's there. The asset library will come in handy. So maybe if you want like a very simple scene to test with, if you want like setting up like the AI stuntman, if you're setting up different challenges for them, you can manually place different assets on the scene, and this will come in handy. Blender and Houdini integration tutorial. Oh, today? Oh, probably not today. But I am working on it's more of an iterative process for me, Blender and Houdini integration. I was working on last night a small script. It's more for substance to Blender though. So what my current workflow is that I create the assets in Houdini procedurally, then I export it out into Substance, do my texturing, then export all the textures into Blender, import it into Blender. So because the assets are made in Houdini, Houdini has to create the material slots. Like you have to name it in a certain way so that it'll and set up the UVs so that it'll make life easy for texturing in Substance. So that's some of the stuff that I was doing over the past couple of weeks for the City HDA generator. Is a lot of effort into doing procedural UVs, making life more easier in the workflow. And I also created last night I created a script for Blender to finally like automatically create the materials, because I was doing it manually for all the whole time. I was like, I just got really sick and tired of it last night. Okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm not gonna sleep until this script is done. I don't ever want to create a material manually anymore. But it's not. I will be releasing the Blender script for everyone, if anyone uses Blender on my channel. Who knows? But that's gonna after I clean it up and everything. So that's coming down the line. It's in the sneak preview. Oh wait, did I just yap about something else? It's in the sneak peek. I don't remember them talking about Blender in the whole video. I might have missed it because I watched it really quickly. Real-time rendering is a game changer. It is. It is. I know what you're talking about. I'm trying to find that part. I can't find it. I saw that them demolishing the wall in real time. I believe it is being demolished with RBD simulations running in the background. I'm not sure. That could have been just me. Where is it? This. They did mention that it's real-time rendering, but I'm not sure what they meant by that, because it is like this is obviously in UE. I'm just gonna wait until they blast that wall. So I'm assuming that they're blasting the wall in just a couple of seconds. Okay, let's just skip it. I'm assuming this is real-time RBD destruction. But then up here it says conditional VAT. So this is vertex animation textures. So I'm not too sure. I wasn't given the impression that this was real-time rendering, a real-time simulation. The Karma rendering was another. It is. Finally, we can actually use Karma. I've been avoiding it because there's so many bugs. It crashes like every 2 clicks. Maybe because I don't know how to use it. But it's awesome that it's production ready now. I think side effects is driving something like market disruptions for having Karma. It will be a huge game changer just because of all what Houdini can do, the amount of what it can do. But people, like other newcomers into Houdini, may be scared of that it's too complex and stuff like that. But making and putting everything on the SOPs level is definitely a game changer. It'll make everything a lot simpler to do. Because I remember when I got started into Houdini, the .NET confused me like crazy. Putting everything on the SOPs will definitely help a lot of people, especially beginners. And Karma will make it so, because Houdini will be like a one box solution. It will have everything. I mean, we always had mantra, but it was kind of slow. So Karma will fix that. I mean, you won't ever have an excuse to use anything else. Unless you want to. I think it's not real-time simulation, but baked animation. Yeah, I think so. It's just that when I was watching it, because I watched it pretty quickly, this like right at the first, it seemed like it was real-time simulation. Sadly, but now I see that it says conditional VAT. It's probably vertex animation textures. What do you think of Bezier curve editing with handles? Let's see. Bezier curve handling. Are you referring to the wall, making walls and fences in, like making an HDA in Houdini for UE to make assets like walls or fences, and you can use the Bezier curve? I don't remember them mentioning anything in here about that. I could have missed it though. Oh, it's probably in the modeling. Oh, I think I missed a lot of this stuff. I think it's this. Find shortest path. Typical Houdini modeling. I think I missed this. Yeah, the curve tool. 105. Let me mark that down. I don't see any, like, the curve tool was always like this. Maybe I'm not watching it carefully enough. More Bezier handle. Oh, I'm trying to rewind. Okay. So we're going to resample it, sort of Houdini modeling things. Just reading the closed caption. Because I missed this part. I didn't actually see this. Yeah, I thought they already had this. Apparently not. They even mentioned it that they just, like, they should have had it a long time ago. Allows you build tools. I can't believe they didn't have this. The Bezier curve handle? I thought that was always there. But that's awesome, because then this opens up possibilities. You can actually draw a bit better in here. And then, who knows, maybe we can have bendy bones. We can actually use these as part of kineffects to create the skeleton. Bendy bones is a Blender thing. You can actually bend the bones in your rig in Blender. I don't think kineffects supports that as of yet, but I think that's to come soon. Sure, the placement brush thing that gives me impression that side effects is after game engine. Well, Epic Games does have a investment in side effects now, so it's probably, they're probably going to integrate more with the UE engine. What did they mean by Bezier handles being Python driven? I'm not sure. I'm just skimming over this because I didn't actually get a chance to watch this thoroughly. This is let's take a look. Okay, they mentioned the Python API ability. Okay. I'm not sure. They don't show the actual code, so you're not. I'm not sure. I wonder if it has anything to do with this. Okay, this is me just thinking on top of my head, but I'm thinking these operators here can be customized. I think that's why they're mentioning that it's a Python API driven. You can probably create your own Bezier curve handler. Something I don't know if we have any Illustrator users here. Illustrator has really nice pen handles and Bezier curve handles. It has really, really nice things like that. I wonder if you can actually write your own. That'd be pretty cool. In the modeling section, there were Bezier handles. Bezier curve never had handles in Houdini. I thought they did. I actually thought that. I don't use it too often, obviously. I really thought they had who doesn't have. I guess I just assumed that they would. I hope importing vectors from AI or SVG will be improved. That is true. I don't think you can import by SVG. I think I've tried. What they have is a trace tool, but it's kind of slow. You feed in what I usually do is feed in a PNG or a JPEG with a white or background, and then you can use the trace tool and that'll convert it into points, and that's what you can use to make it into something into geometry that you can manipulate in Houdini. But they don't have SVG support. I remember seeing a different channel. Someone had posted some Wrangle or some Vex code to convert lines into SVG, like spit out an SVG image. That is pretty cool, because SVG can be used for CNC machining, CNC milling. It can be used for 3D printing. It's essentially not just a picture file. It has data inside. It tells you exactly where the line is, how curved that line is going to draw the corner or something like that. That information can be translated into a machine and physically do something with it. I think this curve tool is also meant for UE. Many tools will benefit from it. Yeah, that is true. This is more like, it opens up many possibilities. You can even draw in it, which is, you can have a lot of CSS. You can have a lot of CSS assets because it's SVG. It's scalable, so there's no limit to the scale you have, which makes it perfect for websites, for image media for websites, because then you have the flexible platforms. You have like your mobile phone is going to be shrunk, really, really small image, or you can have a really, really large monitor at home and it can go blow it up so high without losing resolution. So SVGs are awesome that way. There was a discussion about side effects releasing H19B for Blender 3 in purpose. Hitting two birds with one stone. Oh, I don't know. I don't know if they did that on purpose. It's probably just coincidence, because Blender has its own community. It seems like it's two different markets. Well, it's similar market, but I think there is like it's not a huge distinction between the markets or the users. If you're like a Houdini user, you can still use Blender. You can import AI, but it's usually messed up a bit. Are you referring to the AI stuntman? It is almost illustrated path tool. Yes, that is true. That's what I was trying to say. Illustrated path tool. That pen. The illustrated pen is awesome. It is amazing. I read this in a blog online. As you consider Blender in your workflow, do you think you will be ditching Blender after? No, probably not. I've been a Blender user for a very long time, since 2.14, since Blender 2.14. I don't even know when that was. It was probably a decade ago. So, and back then, Blender 2.14 was really, really bad. It was really hard to understand how to use, but it was the only free option, and I wanted to see if I liked the 3D stuff before I actually got more into it. So definitely not. What I would be focusing on is building more tools with Houdini to integrate with Blender. I mean, Karma sounds really awesome after watching the Houdini 19 launch. However, I feel like they're still not done. I actually was looking at the Karma development, what is they called? Their feature list. It's still... Sorry about that. Someone was at the door. This is the feature list for Karma. It's still incomplete. There's still a lot of stuff that's not here yet. Crowd support. What else? Some of the stuff that I really want. Lens. This is, I don't know. Nerves. Nerves is still not there. Crowd support is still not there. Denoising. Oh, they have optics. So Blender has that too. It's really, really fast. It improved the cycles rendering in Blender by like a lot. I actually wasn't using it until the last previous stream. A viewer was watching me do it and probably frustrated that I didn't turn this on. And finally, like, told me to turn it on, and then when I turned it on, I never turned it off again. It's awesome. Cryptomatic, fern hair. This is what I don't get. I saw the fern hair in Karma, but it says it's not. I guess in the Karma 18.5 they skipped a version. So fern hair will be in 18.5 but not 18. Okay. This will be amazing. I really like the fern hair part, because you can actually see what you do. That means a lot to me. I actually want to see the hair in person, like how it turns out. You can't just like watching the viewport. Just the viewport curves is not enough. The actually seeing the shading, the hair shading, and the model itself. That's a lot easier for me to design the hair, the grooming. The viewport rendering is huge for me. What version is in Houdini 19? I'm assuming it's Karma 18.5. It's probably, I don't know why they have 18 here. This is probably Houdini 18, I'm guessing. And then this is Karma 18.5. But I guess the launch video was 19, so maybe this is not up to date, I'm thinking. Maybe this feature list is not up to date. They're missing like a column here for like 18, that was probably like last year or something. 18.5, that's what we're using currently. Houdini 18.5. I'm assuming this number is referring to the Houdini version. And then the one that we saw in the launch video here is probably Karma 19. So they're missing a column here. Cycle X is awesome, but I think new Karma is above and beyond. I think so too. It's because Karma is integrated inside Houdini. That is huge. That's gonna be huge. I don't really enjoy exporting everything out of Houdini and importing it into Blender, because there's always these little things that don't work. There's always something that doesn't work that way. if it's with inside the box and you don't have to inside Houdini inside the box and you don't have to leave Houdini, that's something I prefer to do too. And that's where Karma will be a huge help there. Karma Xpu Alpha will be released too, and users will have the chance to try it out. Yeah, that would be cool. I hope it's free though. It sounds like, from what I don't know much about this Xpu, but the Xpu is something that I believe Pixar is launching a subscription service for like a rendering service. I hope it won't be too expensive. If it's not expensive, I'm up for it. But I hope it's not. I hope it doesn't cost like $60 a month. That's gonna be insane. Side effects sound serious about Karma. Yeah, they're really putting a lot of investment into Karma. Would be nice if they would make viewport preview for Karma similar to how Eevee. Yes, I agree. It's annoying to use Redshift. It is, because like you all know that I'm a huge Blender fan, and because of Eevee, it's real-time rendering and it's so fast. It's literally instant for most cases. I think that's where Karma is trying to catch up to. It's trying to achieve that. But when Karma catches up to that, when it actually achieves that performance level, the same performance level as Eevee in Blender, Karma will be a lot better, because you're not just rendering regular stuff. You're actually rendering and simulating at the same time. RBD simulations, particle simulations, pyro, like having. So when Karma actually gets over that hill, it will exceed Eevee. And that's my opinion, though. That's just an opinion. I think this is the whole idea about having Karma XPU. I may be wrong. Yeah, I hope XPU won't be too expensive. XPU sounds awesome, but sounds expensive too. Pixar is going to be releasing RenderMan with XPU. That is true. That's what I've read. I don't know much about this XPU thing, just because it sounded like a service. It sounded like an expensive service that they were trying to sell. And I'd rather upgrade my hardware and try to keep everything local, just because, I don't know, maybe I have decision-making issues with decision-making. I always have to like render the same scene like 10 times before I can get it satisfyingly satisfied with it. So I can imagine that's gonna cost me a lot of money. Karma XPU is free. So what is XPU? I always thought it was a service. Let's look it up. Oh, it was on the thing. Silly me. But this is just Karma. Okay, XPU. Oh, there's not much information. It is a hybrid rendering technique. Hybrid CPU and GPU. Oh. But isn't that what Blender was doing all these years? Faster. I guess I don't know much about this XPU thing. I better not comment more. Yeah. So I didn't think it was okay. I mean, that's cool to bring it into Houdini. What else did we see? Oh, this gas is the gas axis force tool. That is something I'm gonna love, just because I had done a few episodes on vector fields and did this water tornado, or sorry, RBD tornado. So trying to manipulate vector fields was something I was trying to do. This gas axes force tool will come in super handy for manipulating vector fields and creating your own. I'm trying to find that spot. This timing isn't exactly, I was writing it really quickly, isn't very accurate. They had some amazing demos here when they were manipulating the gas simulation using the gas axes. I just hope I can find it. I hope I wasn't that far off. Where is it? It was so cool. I think it was this. Yes, it was this. Where was this? 129. I was off by quite a bit. This is amazing. I even looked into other applications for solutions. What was that? Vector Ray and Rbd, which is another 3D application that focuses mainly on manipulating vector fields. Well, Rbd renders it out for you as well, but Vector Ray is an application made by the same company, Rbd, and it only manipulates vector fields. This is a lot better. This is amazing. Combined with the real-time viewport, that looks awesome. I am not getting the whole thing about viewport rendering. You get high quality simulations just by cooking without putting a shader. I hope you don't need a shader. I don't know. You might need a shader. It was developed by Pixar since 2017, but Cycle's implementation is not good and didn't use this technology. Yeah, that's true. I think they redid the Cycles though. They Blender had hired a really like a godlike programmer or something, and they rewrote the entire Cycles or a huge part of Blender and reworked the entire architecture. I'm not sure if that's Blender 3 or something. So I think this is we may seem like more improvements in Blender. It's already available in Redshift for Houdini and 3D Light. Xpu? Are you referring to Xpu? Sorry, I'm a little behind in the comments. 3D Delight is a CPU only. Oh damn, that looks good. It does. This is viewport rendering too. Well, I'm not sure about. Okay, wait. Sorry, I lost it. This, I'm not sure if it's viewport rendering. It looks like viewport rendering because you have your volume box. Like this is the volume box we see in SOPs. I don't know. I don't know if this is the volume visualization node. So in Houdini we have that. Oops, I'm trying to pull it up. So in Houdini there's that volume visualization. Sorry, I'm just going to be really brief. Should have figured out the real estate. Volume visualization. It was, I'm not sure if it was this node, which allows you to output volumes inside the SOPs level and at really high quality. But you have to adjust, in order to use this node correctly, you have to adjust your settings. You have to pimp it up, basically. So volume quality, high, like you have to set everything high, and then sprite, texture. I don't know, you have a lot of settings. You have to like just turn it all up. You have to turn up the RAM, you have to turn up the limitations and everything. I don't remember everything in here. Quality, that's nothing. That's light map. So you have to turn this up, just turn everything up. That's what I usually do. And then you can get really nice results. I once rendered something on my this. Oh, go away. Darn. The login. Okay, that's gonna load. EV Interaction Simulate if it's doing the Viewport right. I am not here. I'm not following here. What's so special about EV? It's real-time rendering in the viewport. But it's a different rendering engine in Blender. So it's very. It sounds like Karma is trying to do what Eevee has already done. That's why we keep comparing the two. Is it interactively simulating that? No, that's where Blender does not. That's where Blender's Eevee does not do. It does not It doesn't do real time simulation. That's why what I meant by like once Karma catches up to Eevee, it will exceed Eevee just by catching up. Karma's gonna exceed it just because Karma can do real time, like Houdini can do real time simulation, and then if you render it in real time, that, well, you just won. Oh, I just wanted to pull this up. So this is a render that I had done in the viewport. So this volume was rendered in the viewport using the volume visualization node that I was just showing you. So you can achieve really nice results. This is as of Houdini. I think this was what I don't know, 61 weeks ago. So this was probably Houdini like 18, I think, maybe. Well, no, maybe 18.5, maybe at the beginning. So this is already possible, but it takes a lot of tweaking with you have to like turn up your settings in the viewport settings. I think they're trying to like get this kind of render for the volumes just like more easily, and I think this is what they're trying to do. I suspect after watching the Houdini 19 launch. For Houdini, I've worked. Whoa. Is it interactive simulate or it's just a field manipulation? No, it's just a rendering engine. Eevee's just a rendering engine. So nothing, no cooking, no nothing. It just throws on pretty pictures. It'll give you high quality renders. But it's really, really fast because Eevee is built, I believe it's built using completely in OpenGL or completely in CUDA. Probably not CUDA, probably OpenGL. But the problem with that is that Eevee doesn't have real-time lighting. It cheats. Eevee cheats the lighting bounces. It doesn't have that light bounce. It doesn't have secondary bounces or anything like that. So that's where Eevee will start to, you're going to see differences. That's why cycles, when you're rendering in cycles, it always looks much better. Given like nothing change, you don't change much in the scene. So because of the light. I've worked with RenderMan XPU. It's fast, but still it still doesn't support many features. Give it time. For Houdini, yeah. Does it have viewport rendering? It doesn't IPR. So Eevee doing viewport rendering real time. What's wrong with? I don't know. I've never used the light before. The best thing with Eevee is that making shaders does not need rendering to be active. That is true. Like you can just click, like drop on the shader node and it'll just like pop into the viewport. But I have had bought shaders online where it takes like forever to compile the kernel. I don't know. On the bottom it says it's compiling the kernel. I had bought, let's see, what did I buy? This ice cream shader. It looked amazing. Sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. I get really excited when you talk about Blender. Although I'm not very good at using Blender though. This ice cream shader, it takes forever to load. It takes forever to compile the shader. Unless you're using the default Blender file that they provide you. Otherwise it takes, like I tried porting the material file onto a new Blender file. It takes forever. It takes like 10 minutes for the kernel to compile. But it's amazing. The quality is so amazing. So there are cases where Eevee needs to compile the shaders. Just Just FYI. You can kick me if you want. This is a question: what does Blender offer that Houdini is I think you meant isn't capable of? As of Houdini 18, like the version that we're using right now, Houdini 18.5, Karma's not out yet. So that's why we keep comparing it. I guess ask this question in a couple more days when when Houdini 19 comes out, and we can actually do a more updated comparison, because it's pointless to compare right now since 19 is going to come out, and we got to play with 19 and we use that, and then because everything we say right now will be obsolete in a couple of days. So let's ask this question a couple more days when Houdini 19 comes out, and we can actually do real-time comparison of Karma 19 and Blender. Okay, did anyone hear about Redshift RT rendering? I did not. I gave up on Redshift when they changed their pricing to $60 a month, because I don't want to do it. I don't want to sign a whole year with them. Yep, I use SSSGI, but I prefer UE5 Lumen GI. It's amazing. Yeah, UE5. Just updated Redshift yesterday, and the new RT button have not tested, but still rendering, and it takes resources. You just love Blender. It is true. I am sorry. Quite biased there. It's been with me for through thick and thin. Our SRT does not support a lot of stuff. I haven't used it, so I gotta check it out, because it seems like a lot of people here have used Redshift real-time rendering. I had seen some demos on Twitter where people were showing it, but they had RTX cards, and it looked fast. It looked like, I keep saying this, I'm so sorry, but it looks like Blender Eevee. It's that fast with high quality and real-time lighting, real bounces. I was trying to get everything over to Blender like you, which I find it is a headache. Yeah, you're right. But after I realized how much Redshift improved even my old 1060, I just gladly stopped. I should give it a try. But Redshift, I mean, $60 a month. Well, if you sign for a whole year, I guess it's a little cheaper. I just wanted to see the pricing monthly. See, I don't want to sign a whole year. So if you sign a whole year with them, Redshift only costs $30 a month. It's still a little much, but I guess if you use it on a daily basis, that this becomes okay. But monthly, which is what I wanted to, because sometimes I'm busy doing something else. There are months where I go a whole month without using Redshift. That's when I, cancel the subscription for opt out of it for a couple of months. So the monthly is insane. Just for a rendering engine, and because Blender's free. Now with the whole Karma situation improving and also GPU prices slowly dropping, do you think it's worth to go on with Blender? I will probably never leave Blender. It is tempting. Karma is awesome. When Karma comes out, I probably use Blender less, but it will always be there. And GPU prices dropping. I cannot get my hands on an RTX 3090. There's a shortage in Canada. I don't know why. I don't know. Have you guys had any luck with getting an RTX 3090? The reason why I want a 3090 is because it has 24 gigs of video RAM. That you can go crazy with that. Right now I only have 8 gigs because I have an RTX 2080. So that only has 8 gigs. That's like 24 gigs. That's like 3 times as much. Have you ever tried the light? No, I have not. But a lot of people have been bugging me too. Which renderer are you using now for client projects? I don't really have clients, but I would use Blender as of now. When Karma comes out, who knows? All bets are off when Karma comes out. I'm mostly hyped about multi-solver. Oh, yes. I'm glad you mentioned it. Multi-solver. I am hyped about multi-solver. I made a note of it too. I almost forgot about it. Yes, this multi-solver is going to be amazing. And again, my timestamps aren't accurate. I think it's this one. Is it? Oh, it's here. Okay, here. Okay, 121. Wow, that's 21. Okay. I was not even close. This multi-solver, look at this. We have flip fluid. We have grains. Let's go back a bit. Okay. We have flip fluid. We have grains. We have flip. Okay. Let's do this. Just render a bit. RBD. So these buckets are like RBD. Rigid body. We have vellum. That's holding the cloth, holding the grain up. What else? Vellum, grain, RBD, fluids. I think that's about it. This is the lot. This is. I appreciate this unified multi-solver so much because I had done a video on trying to get Vellum and RBD working together, and that was already like a pain. A lot of people didn't like the way I had it just because it was so complex, but it was the only way I could get it working, because the multi-solver, currently Houdini has a multi-solver. The one that they're showing here is called a unified multi-solver. The current which is a Houdini 19 feature. The one in the multi-solver that I'm mentioning right now, which is what is already in Houdini 18. And it's been there for a while. It's not just 18. It's probably 17, 16. Who knows? I don't know when they put it in. But it's been definitely since 16, 17. That will work with RBD, and I think it only works with a few simulations, RBD and flip, but it doesn't work with it's a one-way street. It works. Flip can influence the RBD, or RBD can influence the flip. It doesn't interact back and forth. And so what they were mentioning here was that with the unified multi-solver, you no longer need feedback, the feedback approach, which was what I was trying to do in a previous tutorial. If I could just find it. Vellum Rbd. This one, Vellum Rbd Interaction. What I was trying to, I had a technique where you use phases. You use the RBD feedback to drive the Vellum simulation, and then you get an approximate Vellum simulation, and you do it again. You use the Vellum simulation, and you feed it back into the RBD simulation again, and then you do that a couple of times, and you get a very realistic results. But the problem is it's really complex because you have like 4 phases to do it. You have to do it over and over and over. That's 4 times this. You have to simulate it 4 times. With this, I'm assuming you just drop a multi-solver in and connect it all together. That's amazing. Oh, darn. Uh-oh. I lost my spot. Which renderer are you? Really cool, amazing, personal. Okay. I use some personal version, works fine. Really cool IPR, amazing metal shader with a lot of control. I am also long-time Blender user and love it, but there's no reason to compare it to Houdini. They're 2 different things. Houdini is super great, and I love it. That is true. They are very different. Houdini and Blender do have very different workflows. I got my hands on a great plugin for Houdini that can convert mantra materials to V-Ray, Redshift. Ooh, wow, that sounds interesting. What's the plugin called? I'm interested in that. Yes, 3D Delight is also pretty fast for CPU engine, especially volumes. Yeah, a lot of people are using it. Multi-solver, yes. Yeah, I'm unified multi-solver. So multi-solver is the old one. So you gotta, these naming, I don't know why. Side Effects has very unique naming. Unified multi-solver. Blender is very bad when it works with Olympic. It does, because the poly count goes so high, and then it just chokes. Like, it's like literally choking you. You move the mouse and it lags because it can't handle the same poly count. This is where Houdini shines. Houdini can handle millions and millions of polygons before it starts choking, at least on my machine. Blender, once you get past a couple million, it starts to choke. That's all done with a single solver. I'm assuming it hopefully will. The unified multi-solver. Whoa. Oh, here it is. I did try 3D Delay. It's a decent rendering with all grid, but it's underrated. Seems so. I think we'll hear more about it in the future. The only thing I don't like about Vellum is the way they have implemented animating parameters and constraints. Kind of understand it now, but forget it after not using well. Yeah. Houdini does that because there's so many parameters in Houdini. I find that not just Vellum, it's everything. It's lucky that I have like this though. If I forget something, I just go back and look at this. Even I look at this, yes. Not just you guys. I go over my own videos for notes, because it's so, you forget things really easily after not using it. Like, I would focus on Vellum for a month and create a bunch of assets and use it, and then I forgot how to use flip solver or flip simulations just because I hadn't used it for like 4 months or something, and then it goes out the window. Anything specific? It was hour for a while, but people are into GPU rendering now because it's faster. I'm not sure what you guys are talking about. The plugin is called OD Tools. OD Tools. That sounds really interesting. To be able to convert any mantra material. Houdini. Lightwave. Oh, it's by Lightwave. Origami Digital. Shelves with general workflow improvements. Multi-PBR materials. This sounds very useful. So this tool can essentially convert. Let's see. Shelf tool to facilitate workflow. Copy and paste HD enhanced. I'm guessing they have a Houdini engine inside. Oh, I wish they'd stick a Houdini engine inside Blender. I'm sorry. I just had to. That just came up in my mind. That's probably why they can convert the materials over. You're right. But for Houdini blenders, there is no so many options on the GPU rendering side, but cycles. Or am I wrong? Well, there's Eevee. But it doesn't have, it cheats on the lighting, so. That is, like, I don't know. There's Redshift. But, yeah, you have to, it's gone, the price for Redshift has gone up. Because Maxon has changed their pricing. Do you have any videos on PDG? No, I do not. I'm so sorry. I've been meaning to do PDG because it automates things, but I don't know how to. I have to actually learn it first. I don't know how to use PDG. That's why I don't have any videos on it. But it's on the list. It's a very long list, though. It's on my to-do list. It's on a very long to-do list. You meet free options. There's GPU rendering and V-Ray. Oh, V-Ray is CPU, I believe. Yes, I mean free. But not even just free, like affordable. Like, I don't want to pay $60 a month for Redshift. There was an experimental Blender version that actually tried that Houdini engine, I mean. Really? Why didn't they keep that up? So sad. That would have been, like, huge for us Houdini users. Not that I am aware of. There's no GPU rendering for free. There's Blender. And probably you guys heard about M1 CPUs. Oh, I have. There was a huge sale the other day. I think last week. I can't remember. Time is warping in my head. I think it was a couple days ago, maybe. There's a huge sale on Amazon where all the Apple 2020 Apple mini Macs were on sale for, like, they were slashing $160 off. Sadly, it was only available in the US. I did some number crunching and it was like $160 off. Why does the Canadian version cost the exact same thing? Even after they slashed, like, I was crunching the numbers. If I had ordered the US version with the 160 slashed, it cost almost the same thing as ordering the Canadian version. Like, yeah, that Canadian products are overpriced. V-Ray is both GPU and CPU. Oh, I didn't know that. I thought it was just CPU. People might want to use CPU renderer more than ever. Oh, it's because of the RAM. That's the only reason I ever want to use a CPU renderer is because of the RAM. You have access to way more RAM. But it is generally a lot slower than GPU as of now. But who knows? Things may change. I mean the Apple ecosystem user. What was this? What? The only thing I love about the Apple computers is the iOS. Apple's iOS is very, very, very good. It is optimized, performs well, and you know, the UI actually makes sense. It's not like Windows. But Windows you've gone to love it because it's been there forever. Windows always has been there, and it's the main, I think it's the most used OS system out there. So it's something that I'm used to using already. But Apple's iOS is a lot better. And Apple's SDK for the Apple development, if you're ever wanting to make mobile apps like Apple iPhone apps or anything like that, Apple's SDK is amazing. Frown face. I'm not sure what you're frowning about though. Let's see. Oh, but the V-Ray? Sorry, I don't use V-Ray. The only time I use V-Ray is it's inside Substance Painter. Oh, it's inside Substance Designer. And that's when I only have my experience with V-Ray. Hate Apple. Oh, you hate Apple. Well, that's why the frown face. You hate Apple. Why? How could anyone hate Apple? It does cost a lot though. The products are overpriced. Why? I would ask you that too. Why? Apple makes really good stuff, and they have a very solid supplier for hardware. Even during the pandemic this year, Apple still has no problem increasing their customer their customer market I think that it increases 2% every year or something. I was reading in a blog. even during the pandemic this year, right, as of right now, where everyone has a chip shortage, Apple still succeeds increasing their market share and their consumer market by 2%. That's insane. So I guess we all know where the chips are going. Apple has this vacuum that's sucking up all the chips. IRA, you mean, for substance? Oh, did I just... Oh, I'm so sorry. IRA, yes. Did I say that? Darn. I just got messed up between the two, IRA and V-Ray. I am so sorry. IRA is a path tracer, V-Ray is a ray tracer. I got messed up in the two. Well, then I don't know what IRA is. I'm sorry. I take Linux over Apple. Cool. Linux is cool too. Yeah, I hate Apple. No, don't start an Apple hater. Linux and, well, Windows over Apple. Well, you might want to try Linux on PC. Not hating Apple, but their computers are pretty weak for heavy VFX work. That's true. Apple computers are really weak when it comes to the graphics. I wouldn't use Houdini on any Apple system. One, because Apple computers cost a lot, and like the same amount of money I spent on an Apple machine, I can get a lot more for the bang for the buck for VFX work, like Houdini work, with the same budget on like a Windows, building my own machine, because the Apple hardware is so expensive. Apple is good for editing. That I don't know. I never use it for video editing. For video editing, yeah. I used Apple only for coding, for like making apps or stuff like that. Or I used to. I don't use it anymore. They have the new Swift. When I used to use the SDK, it was, what was it called? Codex? No, that was the editor. Oh, what was it called? My brain is hurting. It's been so long ago. Now they've shifted to Swift. Oh, that's gonna sting in the back of my head. I can't remember what it was called. Yeah, it's Swift now, but it used to be called something else. They used to use... Oh, Objective-C. It used to be Objective-C, which is actually just C++ under the hood. I've only used Apple computers for coding. How about a mobile workstation? Oh, I have an ITX. It's not really mobile because there's no battery, so I still need the plug. But ITX machines are really good now because of the, I can't remember, the Ryzen 5? The Ryzen 5 chips. So you can get, there's AMD has this chip out, CPU out with 16 cores. So that's probably the best CPU for rendering on an ITX. It's available for an ITX machine. I didn't get that one. I got the Ryzen 8 or 7. I can't remember. The one with 8 cores. Because it was a lot cheaper and it came with a CPU cooler. With 16 cores, you're going to need to buy a nice CPU cooler. Otherwise, it'll melt. Switch to Windows after they ditched NVIDIA support. Also, upgradability of PC is unmatched. That is true. You can like switch hardware like crazy. Break something, that's okay. You just get something from your old machine, stick it in. Objective-C. Yeah, that's it. Objective-C. That's what I used Apple with. I spent my life buying laptops for more than 2K USD. I regret it. Yeah, laptops, it's not great to upgrade, but they do have these mobile GPUs units that you can, it's like a chassis. You buy a real a full-length GPU, and you can stick it in, and then you plug it in, and there's a USB 3 cable. You can plug it into your laptop, and that will increase your GPU usage. Now, I don't know if that works with rendering. I don't know. I'm thinking about buying a mobile device. I would go with Windows tablet, and that will be enough. I don't really like the Windows tablets. I would go with wait, are you using the tablet to draw or just like browse? I was gonna suggest iPad, but then I remember you don't like Apple. If you use a drawing tablet, I would suggest getting a Wacom tablet. I believe they have a new product out, which is a pretty decent price. I was thinking of getting it myself. A Wacom One tablet. This one. Sorry, these prices are in Canadian because I'm in Canada. This is .ca. This is Amazon.ca. So this is Canadian prices. This is not too bad. $460 for a drawing tablet. This is actually drawing. Like it's not. You actually see what you draw on the thing. So I don't have a drawing tablet with a drawing screen on it. I have one of those Wacom drawing tablets, like an actual drawing tablet without the screen, like stuff like the Intuos, like this, without the screen. So you don't see what you draw. You actually have to look at the monitor. So this is what I use. Okay. Related Houdini related question. Are you using Solaris in your workflow? Nope. I am not. Not right now. When Karma comes out, who knows? Seems they upgraded it well in Houdini 19 to work professionally, but it's just guessing. We'll see in October 27th. Yeah. We'll have to wait for it. That will be the game changer for me. I mean, I don't use it now because I have tried it. It's just that when I tried it, it was a year ago and it just kept crashing, and I don't like, I'm super busy sometimes, and then it's very frustrating when you're on a really tight schedule and the thing just doesn't work the way you want it. You don't want to debug everything. So that's the only reason why I didn't use it. If I had more time and I'm like a relaxed, nothing to do, nice schedule, you know, I would probably be all over Solaris. With Razer laptops, you can use Thunderbolt and external GPUs. Razer laptops are not cheap. Yes, Razer laptops are awesome. Razer computers are awesome. They stick in RTX, when the RTX 2080 come out, they stuck it in every single laptop. You mean external GPU that Ryzen is selling for the price of a PC? No, it's not that expensive. I don't believe so. What is it called? External CPU? GPU? They're all over the place. It's like $400. Well, this one, who knows what brand that is. Don't get that. Enclosure, GPU, external compatible. Thunderbolt 3. Yeah, they're very common nowadays. I mean, but you have to check the compatibility. Like, I don't own one. I don't have one. Because I don't have any mobile machine. Everything I have does not have a battery on it. I mean, can you imagine rendering an animation or something, a clip, at a coffee shop? You're probably running a battery in less than half an hour with all that, running all the cores. I will be using a tablet for browsing in NVIDIA GeForce to play on the cloud. Oh, like an actual gaming tablet. Oh, then I don't know. MSI, whoa, line is expensive, but spec-wise seems highly capable as a mobile workstation. Oh, these are laptop names. What? Let's see, gaming tablet, 3080, 32 gigs, 1 terabyte, Nvidia, and NVM, Yeah, I still think you can build your own for much cheaper. It's just that with me, it's always about the budget. It's just this price, I can get a Threadripper. Well, I already have one, but like, I would rather have the Threadripper because it's the best bang for your buck. But laptops are convenient. You can draw. I cannot draw. I use ZBrush. That's why I need the Wacom tablet. I do. You know, that's how Oliver was born. Yeah. Oliver was a character I sculpted in ZBrush. Oh, I don't even know where it is anymore. These guys. I used to be, well, I am still obsessed. I used to be super obsessed with 3D printing. And with 3D printing, ZBrush is your best friend, in my opinion. Because you can create a lot of organic, really nice characters, and then you can just print them out. I use cheaper XP pen tablet, and it works. I've actually been looking for a cheaper brand just because I'm a little low on cash. These I mean, don't get me wrong, the Wacom tablet that I'm currently using is super old. They don't even sell it anymore. It's the cheap bamboo. Oh, what was it called? They don't even sell it anymore. This is really, really old. I have another one, but it's super small, and I only got it just because it was on sale. Like, what was it called? Intuos. It's super small. The one I got. This one. They're selling it for $86. When I bought it, it was only for $40. That's the only reason why I bought it. It was like, I could use it as a mobile option, but it never happened. It just sits on the shelf. I occasionally bring it out, and if I'm ever going out, and this is a really good option because it fits in your backpack easily. I think I lost where it was. Is USD used for images and movies, or can it be used for developing games? I think so. USD is just a format where you can like output files, 3D model files, or animation. I don't know actually if it can do animation, but it's for 3D model files where you can output it and then whatever it's compatible. I guess the golden question would be, is UE compatible with USD? Is Unreal Engine capable of using USD? Because that's like the gaming engine that everyone uses now. Wacom is overpriced. It's okay. Well, you had to catch those sales. Like, I got this for $40, so that's not too bad. But it's super small. We need ZBrush on iPad. No, that would not work. That would not work. Because ZBrush, I will show you, they've upgraded so much. There's so many brushes, it will flood the iPad screen. So bad that you won't be able to do anything. I will show you. Oh, I can't drag this over. How do you... Okay. Okay, this is kicking my graphics card. This is the amount of brushes, and it's getting clipped. Oh no, I don't think it's clipped. Look at this. It used to be a lot less when I got it. ZBrush is really financially efficient just because I only paid this once. I paid for it, I think it cost $1,000 like 5 years ago. It's still upgrading it. I still get every single upgrade that they throw out. So ZBrush is financially very, very affordable. And they have a lower version. They have like a cheaper version out. What is it called? Sculptress. But look at these brushes. This is never going to fit on the iPad. I mean, it might, but that's like your entire screen. Okay, I gotta close that. It's gonna crash my computer. Lucky you. Can't draw a decent circle. I can't draw. No, you don't need to draw. I can't draw either. No, I don't do 2D drawing. No. I only use this for 3D, for sculpting. Okay, let's get rid of that. Let's ignore the fact that I brought that up. I can't draw people. There's a mobile app similar to ZBrush. Yeah, they were trying to push it onto the iPad. I don't think that'll ever run, but who knows? I mean, I don't think they'll ever trend to anything, but I use my iPad 12 to control my computer. It works like a Wacom tablet. Yeah, that would work. That would work. But then you need that pen. That Apple pen is pretty expensive too. Omniverse. I have not tried it. I've heard a lot of things about it. They had NVIDIA Omniverse had a contest a couple of weeks ago. Has an app in the App Store called Forget that you can use to sculpt on iPad and iPhone. Oh, that's pretty cool. Use Nomen Sculpt on iPad. You can export animation in USD. Oh, that's awesome. I don't use USD that much. It's mostly Olympic, but I hope one day that maybe I won't need to export from Houdini to Blender anymore. Who knows? Maybe Karma is the game changer. UE is capable to handle USD. You can send your scene to UE. Oh, that's cool. Right now, the workflow, because I struggle. I know that they have a lot of like the UE live link tools. I even did a live on the UE live link tools and try to export my own rig, my own Oliver rig onto UE using the live link tool, but I can't quite get it to work exactly. The scale is completely out of whack. It's so small in the model, comes out super small in UE, and I can't make it larger. Like it remaps it to that size. So I struggle with a lot of stuff, but in the demos, like in the Houdini demos, they're always working very well. And I have tried the sample file, Houdini sample file that they give you using their rig, the sample rig that they provide you, remap to the mannequin, the default mannequin in UE. That works very well. But that's not what I want to do. I want to export my rig and my character onto my own different character in UE. So there must be something I'm doing wrong. Either that or it only works with the sample file and sample characters. Problem is they don't remove the old stuff. So the UE is getting so confused and crazy. Are you talking about ZBrush? The ZBrush brush tools you can't remove them just because the old brush tools are the best brush tools, and those are the ones that people use the most, or at least for me, because the move brush has been there since like the dawn of time of ZBrush, and that move brush tool is amazing. Like the old brush tools, they can't remove that. If they ever do, I'll be really sad. ZBrush Core. Yes, that's the Sculptress one, or it used to be called Sculptress. I don't know what. That's the cheaper version of the ZBrush. Thanks. I am in for karma 100%. Me too. Guess which package is not able to handle USD. I don't know, but Blender can handle it if you're. I feel like you're edging towards that. No, Blender can handle USD. I knew you would say that. Hello, just to tell you that I'm in Houdini for 2 weeks now, and you already helped me so much. Thank you. Oh, thank you for watching. Thank you for all the support. I'm glad my videos help someone. Because I am right now. Omniverse is the only software which can handle most vert counts without lag, and you can do real-time simulations with it. That sounds awesome. They probably have the power. NVIDIA has the power of the video cards. They're probably using it to because they made the video cards. They're probably really good at using them. Yeah, I'm talking about the code when the Omniverse, because Omniverse is made by NVIDIA. NVIDIA makes the video cards. They probably know their SDK the best. We need UE5 viewport in Houdini. We do. That would be awesome. But then you had to bake the lighting. I hate baking, but UE5 doesn't need to bake, I guess. Yeah, UE5 doesn't. You don't have to bake lighting. That's one thing I hate about it. UE4. I hate baking the lighting. You need a light map. I already hate UVs, and you need me to make another set of UVs just for the light map. I was like, no. Blender is good and is getting better for home. If you need to find a job and you need to bring food to your family, you need to learn different software. Well, that's not true. But Blender out of the box is a little weak. But Blender, if you're willing to spend a little bit of money and buy add-ons to like sort of pimp it up, I don't know how to say this, to make it good, it becomes a very, very useful tool in your everyday workflow. It's 19. Nope, not yet. I think in October they said. October, the end of October sometime. I have started university, and my lecturers say that industry is switching to Blender and Houdini. Well, RIP Maya. It's because Autodesk keeps ruining it for Maya, because they have this token system. Autodesk has this, what is it, Autodesk? I can't remember. They have this token system for their subscription, which is insane. They're charging by the minute. It's like, that's a little too greedy. They're charging by the minute usage for Maya and 3D Audio Max. Automax. They'll make a viewport like that with Vulcan API, so it is coming. What's Vulcan API? I've heard about it, but I don't know what it is. Is this a video card? Cross-pollination allows it. Oh, it's an SDK for the Switch. That caught my eye. Is this the rendering engine? No, it's an over Metal, DirectX, and API. I'm not sure what this is. Sounds interesting. You need RTX card if you hate baking lights. I have an RTX 2080. Doesn't help though. The 3090 sounds so more better. Baking lights. 27th October is the release date. Yes. What Houdini tools do you recommend to pimp Blender? Oh, I'm glad you brought that up. I have bought tons. Okay, just let me see. I bought tons of, let me just see. Let's see. Let me see. Recent. Let's talk about my recent purchase. That's probably easier. Recently, I bought this Parallax Texture. It's so amazing. It's like, you create a 3D room. So it gives, I don't know if anyone's used KitOps. KitOps is basically an alignment tool. It's a modeling tool for Blender, but it's a fancy alignment. So you align stuff on the ground or align stuff on the wall, align stuff against each other. It can align one item, one object onto another object on top, on the surface, on like there's many alignment things that you can do. Anyways, you use that to lay out your room. Then you use this parallax tool to render different pictures of it, of different angles. And what it does, you get a really high quality room with perspective, with depth, but it's only one texture file. So it makes it very performance-wise, it's huge. Because you're only rendering one texture file, one texture image, but what you get is like an entire room. but you can't walk into the room. That's the thing. You can only walk around it, and you actually see the depth because of the parallax effect. I've been learning and using Houdini over the past year. Thanks for keeping your site up as a resource for C4D artists like me, like myself, to eventually switch over to dark side. It's gonna get brighter when Karma comes out. C4D. A lot of people that use C4D can render a lot of really cool stuff. I've been looking into C4D, but C4D is like, with me, it's always about the budget. So it's like a couple grand a year. That's it. That's where it stops. But I heard that C4D is a lot easier to use. It's like a one-click solution, and then like it's a click solution. It's not like Houdini. You have to jump through hoops just to get water to splash or something. So that's why I was looking into C4D. Sometimes I feel like it's great for proof of concept, or if you have a client and you want to get something out to them fast, and it has to be high quality. I think C4D is more useful that way. It's like OpenCL, but not. Vulcan is similar to DirectX. Oh. Yes, imagine that in the viewport is DirectX. I feel like it's gonna crash if DirectX was in my viewport. Is it DirectX? What's your opinion on Axiom add-on? Axiom add-on for Houdini? The Axiom Pyro? I actually never used it. I didn't even know it existed until a few days ago. I'm assuming it's really fast because it's GPU powered, I believe. DirectX, OpenGL, check the website. A lot of adopters are starting using Vulcan. For Pyro Sim, I saw a couple of videos. It looks great. Anyone try it? Last time I tried C4D 4 years ago, it fried my old laptop. Yeah, it can really push it to the limit. It can push the hardware to the limit. I can't work in C4D anymore after I did a couple jobs in Houdini. No way going back. Yeah, Houdini can be addictive. It's that non-destructive proceduralism that makes Houdini so lovable. Let's see. What else have I bought for... Like, this was my recent purchase for Blender add-on. Let's see what else. Oh, that ice cream one that I mentioned before. Oh, there's that lens flare. This is one of my favorite toys recently. So you can see where all my money goes. This is so handy. It produces a lens flare directly into the viewport, so you can actually see it live. Rendering live, and you can change the angle depending on what you want. It's great for making boring photographs more interesting. Like something like this. I believe we can make this plant very easily in Houdini with using the L systems, and then just put a bit of lens flare on it. Oh, it'll make the shot look so much better. What else did I buy? Oh, I think Jojo will love this. Face It. They have a new version out. I bought the old version though. I only have 1.5, I believe. I have this one. I don't have 2.0. So it does using the AR kit, using the iPhone AR kit, you can control any model face, any 3D model's face. Now, I don't have the iPhone I don't have the iPhone AR kit, so I've hooked this. Basically, I only use the blend shapes that it generates. I don't use this feature, but I think this is the main selling point of the feature, though. It has this. What caught my eye is that this add-on tool has a very, very nice UI to rig the face. So you can rig the face in less than 5 minutes. See, this is so easy. That's all you have to do. Just measure it out and click. There's 4 stages you have to click, and then it'll rig the entire face, and then comes with blend shapes. Or in Blender, it's called shape keys. See, we're dealing more. By the way, Houdini has modeler in Gumroad, huh? I use it every day. Is awesome. Houdini has a modeler in Gumroad. Is that an add-on? Axiom is dope. Def try it if you haven't. Yeah, it's on the list. It looks really good. C4D has almost no FX related tools. You need to buy X particles. Oh, it's one of those softwares. They like you have to buy a software to buy an add-on and to buy another one. It sounds like Real Illusion. Real Illusion is like that too. You buy the character creator and then you discover, oh no, you can't do much with it unless you buy like 10 other add-ons. Axiom 2 released last month. It's really fast. I really got to try that out. Hey, while we're at it, I am more VOPS user than Wrangles, but I haven't found equivalent functions to prim points and ATOI. Also, trimming multiple curves needs to groom script included. Trimming multiple curves. I don't know how to help you with the trimming multiple curves part. That I think you need to stick with the script. As for these two, I do have a trick. I usually use the expressions, Houdini expressions for that. So you can go like this. Okay, let's do something with this. Rubber toy. So the rubber toy here has this. I just need this string. Just gonna put it in here. What can we do with this? So you want to convert that into... Okay, let's write it out. I was thinking of something else, but... I'm gonna write something in here. Let's deal with points. Golden number. I don't know. Let's give it a 10. Okay. So I'm just gonna write that in. Did it get written? Oh, I wrote it to the wrong one. Stupid me. Okay, so it's written in here, and I want to turn that into a string in this one. So let's go like here. String, stick it in. I don't know. I'm not gonna do anything with it. It's gonna be this label. So what I do there, attribute promote. Just because that's just one number. I should have wrote it to this details, but if you ever want to promote that into the details, you can just put it here. I'll delete it, sure. I should have just wrote it into the details. I don't know why I did that. But if you ever have a number in the points that's like all over the place and you want it just in the details, like you just, because it's always the same number value. You know that you had that. You only have it in there just because it's to record data of some sort, and then you want to get it into the details, just promote it and it'll get in here. You can also use this to find the min and max too. So you can always like minimum and maximum in case you have like a bunch of numbers in here that you like, I don't know, 1 to 10, but you only want the largest one. You can use this trick to get the minimum max one or average, whatever is to your liking. Then you want to turn this into like a string. You would just put it in here. 0, what was it? Golden num. It's not a tilde, it's like a dash. It's the same button as the tilde to get this thing. Then copy, paste. So this is CHS, which is string. Now get rid of the 2 dashes. So this would give you my string. I don't know. I don't know if this is what you were talking about. But this is a trick that I use. And then you have a string. Also trimming curves. Can it be done in VOP only? No way, there's V2. You can check exposure, X7 glare, and other effects. Oh, thanks. I have an Axiom version 2. Play the video. Play that video. Play which video? Is Houdini Modeler. Yeah, what is up with that Houdini Modeler? Couple people mentioned that already. Modeler 2021 for Houdini. UI. Whoa. Looks good. Oh, it's a bunch of tools to help you work. So it's sort of like a labs, I think. I'm not sure. It gives you the power of direct modeling workflows in procedural environments coming. That's the thing. If you were gonna, I don't really enjoy this type of manual work in Houdini, because if I was gonna do it like this, I would have used ZBrush. Houdini is great for procedural, so I stick with the procedural. But this looks really cool. And it's cool to sort of give us the indie license pretty small price. Yeah, that is true. I appreciate that a lot. The indie price for side effects. Because that is great for us small players. Oh, well, seems I can't post the video. Sorry. Yeah, I think it's a YouTube thing. They don't allow links. You can take the name of the link and then I'll search for it. That Vellum demonstration got me really excited. The hair tools. Oh, which one? The unified multi-solver one. I really like that one too. The hair tools got my jaw dropped too. The hair tools. Oh, the groomings. Yes, that looked really impressive. Because it works with karma in real time. I feel like I can actually design a hairstyle like that. But I actually have to see it though. Like, I actually have to see the hair shader while I'm grooming the model. So that's what I'm excited for that too. I think most packages are now considering indie license now, but side effects is still competitive for 2 years license. Yeah, it is. Except C4D. Yeah, C4D is really expensive. The frogs and grain. It sounds like a story. I remember seeing that. I can't remember what it was about though. I can't find it. I remember seeing. Oh, here. Oh, it's right after. Performance was increased. It's kind of cool that they're using different types of brushes, like different types of systems, and combining them together, and how like they're using the vellum brush to affect the grains, or vellum brush to affect the fluid particles. I find that's pretty cool. How long have you been learning Vex? When I started Houdini, actually. Because I come from a background as a coder, so the Vex makes more sense to me. At the beginning, the Houdini UI didn't make sense to me. I didn't know why was there SOPs, DOPs, and what was this COPs. because it doesn't say cops on Houdini. It says image. I was like, what is this? Like here. I was like, what's this? And then later on I found out that this is cops. Or like there's compositing inside Houdini. Now they're staging and stuff like that. Shop is really old. $400 for 2 years for indie license is a steal compared to the rest. It's not $400, is it? I can't remember what I paid. I remember I was crunching the numbers the other day, and actually, if you buy the 2-year license, it costs about $12 Canadian a month. So it's not too bad. Without tax, I don't know. If you calculate the tax in, I don't know how much it costs. So I believe it's only $300. Can't remember what I paid though. You might be right. Maybe it is $400. Which package is that? I think it's the indie. Come on. This is for 2 years. Yeah. I think it was 360. Yeah, that sounds about right. 360 sounds about more reasonable. Oh, I think you bought it off the actual side effects. Maybe that's why. There's different prices. Just to let you know. If you buy it off Steam, it's a bit cheaper. You can save a couple bucks. But the problem is you don't have as much control because if you buy it off of the side effects, it's a different, the software is a bit different. They come with this. I always wanted to do distributed simulations, which is what they showed in the Houdini 18 launch. They sliced up you can take one fluid simulation scene and you can cook it on multiple computers. So you have any old computer lying around, you can like chain it up. And that's what they were doing with the distributed simulation. That's what I was trying to do. But I had bought the Steam license and I didn't know how to like, how do I set it up? Because you only have one license key. You can't, you don't even have the license key. You don't have access to it. Like Steam, you have to go through Steam to get it. So that's, you're stuck with that. Like you have no control over it. So I struggled to set up the distributed simulations. Let me see how much it cost. Indie license. No, 1 year, 2 year, USD. Oh, it hasn't been expensive here. Steam Houdini Indie. I bought it off Steam, so I think it's a bit cheaper. Oh, they don't have a price. What? But where? Oh, here it is. $350 for 12 months. 12 months. Intro offer 24 months. Whoa, that's expensive. They've increased the price. 24 months. Ooh, I gotta turn off my recurring billing then. Okay, this used to be a lot cheaper. 5, that's not what I paid. So I guess it's more cheaper for me to, but this is Canadian, just to keep everyone to the same level. This is US. But still, this is like $530. This is like 400 USD. USD to Canadian. So it's still more expensive on Steam. I don't know why. I did not pay that much. I believe I paid $350 for 24 months. Because I have a 2-year license. But yeah. $260 year, $399.82, but it's still pretty cheap for such a software. Yeah, I agree. Because we love Houdini. Can't agree more. Indie license still enables more people to learn software and scale projects and art. Yeah. So 1 year is 270. Stop paying for Houdini. We can build our own Houdini for we have 15 people in chat. We can do anything. We're an army. A steal anyway equal to Redshift. Yeah, that's true. I mean, Redshift is charging $60 a month. $30 if you sign a whole year, but still. I just saw your videos posted on the side effects site. My videos got... Oh. The tutorials? I haven't updated that in a while. Oh, they still have 2 of them. Doot, doot, doot. I have a few. But go to my channel. It has all those things. This doesn't have everything. I don't update this very often. It's just that I don't feel right posting some of the live streams because some of the live streams are just updates on my tools that I release out to members. It's not really, well, it is a tutorial, but I don't know. For 2 years. That is expensive. This is expensive. I did not pay that. I guess they jacked up the price after Epic Games invested in their company. They probably jacked up the price. Or are people buying software on Steam? Is there any reason? It's because on Steam you can use it on multiple computers. So I have a computer downstairs and a computer upstairs. So sometimes I want to work downstairs. I don't have to get another license because Houdini, if you buy it off here, like the side effects' website, you get 1 license, and you can't switch computers that often. You only get 3 times to switch it, and after you run out of that, you have to actually ask for a customer service to get more. In Steam, you just have to turn off 1 computer and just go downstairs and turn on the other computer and just launch the Steam app. So you can use Houdini, like you can have Houdini as long as 1 license of Houdini is running 1 time at that 1 time, then you're fine. You can have it installed on as many computers as you want. These are Canadian dollars. Yeah, it's Canadian dollars, but I was, it turns out to be $400 US, which is what they're charging here. It comes out to be $500 Canadian. So the Steam one is still more expensive because they're charging $530. I saw your tutorials translated in Russian the other. I'm glad. I'm glad the bubblepins world is reaching towards the world. Stretching across the world. Indie license allows 2 installs at the same time. Oh, the indie license, they changed it, did they? 2-year, it's let's see. The last time I bought it from the side effects website was 2 years ago. They actually locked it. But this is no lock though. I don't know. I'm hungry, but it's late in my place. What should I do? Go eat something. Go eat something. I'm actually gonna end it off because I'm getting pretty tired too. I'm getting really thirsty. Maybe because I'm the one talking the most. Are you a student bubble? No, sadly I'm not. I am I used to be a coder and then got really tired of it. Moved on to tried out 3D. Tried out Blender. That was the very first 3D program I used, and then met Houdini and I was like, "Oh my god, I can use my coding skills. They're actually good for something." So, here I am. Fry an egg. I don't know, instant noodles. Then put the egg on top. I am from Russia, but I do not require translation. That's cool. All right, guys. I think I want to end it off. Super thirsty. Super tired, and I'm running out of water. Cool. So tell me what you guys love about Houdini 19. What is your favorite thing? Name one. And then I'll try and like, when it comes out, I'm going to try and like do everything on the list. That could be a fun live stream. I think that would be really fun. So if everyone would name one thing, and then I'll keep it onto a list, and when a Houdini 19 gets released, we can knock that list down. Unified Vellum solver. Unified Vellum solver. Oh, the unified multi-solver? Oh, where is it? This thing? Oh, but leave it in the comments. Otherwise, okay, that's okay. I'll just copy this. Leave it in the comments of the video. Otherwise, I won't. I have to like dig this list back up. Oh, I can just put it here. Hope I don't lose this. Sorry, I got your names too. Ah. Curves. I was hoping you guys would leave it in the comments, but it's fine. Karma and USD. It is the future. For me, in 19 XPU renderer. That's Bubble Twitter account. Huh? Unified multi-solver, but actually we love everything. Yeah, that's true. I kudos, I second that. The only thing I really miss in Houdini 19 is OCIO? What's that? Open color? GPU renderer. This was in Houdini? Oh, it's listed. What is this, a rendering engine? The new GPU. Oh, it is a rendering engine. It may be used to render frames. Well, this is an impressive screenshot. Oh, it has ACES support. Ah. Well, this menu is not useful. Seems it excels in toon shaders. I will check this out. I'll add it to the list. I may not be able to get everything though. Really miss. I'm not able to her account in the chat. What? Oh, you're trying to post my thing? This is it. It's just twitter.com/bubblepins. Karma grooming FPS navigation. What's FPS navigation? Karma Rob outside. Okay, Rob. It is not a rendering engine. It's a color standard. Oh, okay. And its own color space, like ACES. Oh. Sorry, like Adobe colors. I still don't get KineFX enough, so I would say those features. Oh, KineFX. Oh, we can go wild with KineFX. I love the new Houdini 19 KineFX features. That's definitely gonna be done. It's a color management feature mostly used in films. Oh. All right, guys, gals. KineFX. Yep, I knew you'd say that. I have it listed. Don't worry. Even if it's not listed, we'll still be doing KineFX. I especially love that action line idea. When they mentioned it, I was like, oh, that was exactly what I was trying to do. Where was that? Darn. Oh, this one. On 42. This action line. This is exactly what I was trying to do. Like on my own with an HDA. I was trying to recreate this. This reminds me of the Capacitor, which is a relatively new application for Cascardier. Oh, I don't know. Darn. What was that software called? I can't remember. There was this software where it uses physics to create the 3D animations, which is very similar to what it's going on in here. I forget to mention, because you were playing with stuff like motion capture. This is a tool for iPhone, the virtual camera. Oh, I know. That's like on the iPhone app, right? I heard about it. Oh, I am leaving KineFX now. It's way too complicated for me from mech rigging. You can track your camera. Don't leave. Don't leave. But it should be okay. They have a lot of... I wish they would have more shelf tools for KineFX. Like, if they had some... I think that would be easier for you to, like, sort of gain some ground at the beginning. And then you can sort of learn from there. Like, get your first steps. Give it time. I think they'll do some shelf tools. And then... it'll make life a lot easier for you. You can track your camera using your iPhone in Houdini and Maya Viewport. With the iPhone, right? I did see something like that. Like, you can use your iPhone like if it was a virtual camera, and then you can, like, it would get all the rotations, panning and everything. Like, it would get the position of your iPhone and transmit that data, or send the data into Houdini and then move the camera like that. Yes, I was about to try that app. Give it a shot. Yes, Cascardier. Sorry. Awesome. You guys are awesome. This is what it reminded me of. Oh, it doesn't show. Oh, this, see? So you draw a line like this, and then it will automatically do the rest for you. So this is like what animators call, like, the action line, or in 2D animation, they would have this action line, and that defines the main motion of the entire animation. I think this is what they were trying to do here. This is what I was trying to do too, this. And then this is perfect for Houdini just because it has RBD simulations. It has all that physics already in there. You just have to, like, kind of mush it together. Trust me, you will like it shortly. This is the best thing side effects offered in Houdini. Mechanical rigging. Yep. It should be okay. I'm pretty sure it'll come. Like, because mechanical rigging shouldn't be too hard, but I would understand, like, I would prefer, well, I was gonna point you into Blender, but because mechanical rigging, I don't know. Blender has a lot of rigging tools that is very mature already, so it's doing mechanical rigging in Blender is super easy. I try to ignore the shelves to learn more. Use the shelves. Use the shelves to, because the shelf tools can give you samples, hip samples, and you can actually reverse engineer the samples, or just look into the samples that the shelf tools create. And then I've actually learned a lot of stuff from the shelf tool. Like, I don't use it for production or anything, but you can actually learn from the shelf tool. Exactly. I don't know where. Totally trusting you on this. Just another steep learning curve. It is true. It is a steep learning curve. Cascardier. Thank you. Yeah, I had misspelled it. Thank you, guys. I was in your stage last month, but now I've the right setup and I can't look into another up. What? I'm confused. Are you in Twitter? Okay, that's not me. I'm redoing Vellum Sim, the entire stream in the background, trying different setups to work. Welcome to Houdini World. Awesome, that's good. Trial and error is the best way to learn. Remember is content library in side effects. Oh, that is true. That's where I got the Eric dude. That's where I've been redirecting some of my members to there. Oh, where is it? Oh, here it is. Content library. You can get stuff. It's kind of like they should have a lot more, to be honest. They have so much stuff. They should just throw it in here. Like this character will come in handy a lot because it's fully rigged. I had tried to make him smile the other day with my Houdini expressions. It was pretty funny. It was so hard to make him smile. I had to pull the points so high. He's frowning so much. This was a lot harder than it looks to make him deform it into a smile. KineFX mechanical rigging requires a lot of vopsing. It is true. There's a lot of, well, depends what you want. Maybe you could, yeah, I don't know. I haven't done mechanical rigging in KineFX, so that's why I can't comment on that. Exactly. I said that when you were talking about virtual camera app. I'm not sure anymore. I'm not sure where this is going. Where was it? I'm a little slow on the comments. I think they're still bridging it. I'm lost. What are we talking about anymore? You do not need bulbs. No, I think he's talking about, or he or she, sorry. KineFX has that VOPS. What is it called? That wrangle or VOPS. What was it called? KineFX. KineFX. Rig attribute VOP. This thing. So you do with mechanical rigging. I can see why you would need a lot of this to make it to make a nice mechanical rig, because there's a lot of constraints, there's a lot of parenting, you know. This would come in handy a lot. In Houdini there's a lot of many ways to do one thing. So none of us. I am she, yeah. Cool. Alright guys and gals, I'm gonna wrap it up. Super tired. Thank you all for joining me for a super long stream again. But I hope you guys had fun for this one. This one's a nice stream. This was really exciting. Not what I planned, but it was a nice surprise to have the Houdini launch on the same day that I had live. So I'm probably gonna have another live stream a couple days later, where I'll cover what I wanted to cover at the beginning. It was the city generation HDA tool, growing trees. Maybe I'll make a trailer video since now I have time. I might even release my Blender script that I use to create materials in Blender from that are exported out of the Substance Painter for my city generator. Awesome. Good night or good day to all. Thank you for the stream. Thank you for joining me. Thank you everyone for joining me. Okay, thank you. Take care, everyone. Take care. And happy Houdiniing.